It's holiday time and Santa has brought us some really hot cards in the sports card market. We'll tell you which ones are going up the most in today's Top 5. Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another Top 5 Tuesday. I hope you're ready for a great holiday and a great end to your year. There are certainly some sports cards that are ending the year on a very high note. We're going to show you those in just a minute. And of course, today's Top 5 is sponsored by Whatnot. Whatnot has awesome live auctions every day and night starting at just $1 for packs, boxes, breaks, singles, and more. It's a lot of fun. And if you scan the QR code on your screen or use the special link in our show description below, you're going to get $10 in free credit when you sign up for Whatnot. Okay, let's take a quick look at the overall sports card market with a market pulse by market movers to get a sense of how the year is ending up. We're looking here at the SCI 500 index. This is 500 of the most prominent sports cards. It's even over the last week. It is certainly down a decent amount over the last 30 days and the year as a whole. Now, what we often see is that the sports card market picks back up in January when it turns to the new year and when people get that money from the holidays, or at least they're past their holiday shopping time period, so they're spending a little bit on themselves again. Hopefully we will see that in January. Time will tell, but right now there are some cards that are doing really, really well in the sports card market. Let's jump into those now. It's time for today's Top 5. We're starting today with a cold card, and this is surprising. Victor Wembanyama is our cold card of the week. Now, we start every week with a cold card because it's a reminder that sometimes what goes up in the sports card market soon after comes back down, and that's the case with Victor Wembanyama. His cards were extremely hot leading into this season, and then during the early part of the season, he was on the top 5. His cards were going up and up. But recently, over the last 30 days, his cards have come down quite a bit, despite the fact that he's playing really well. He's averaging 19 points per game, he's averaging 11 rebounds per game, and he's in first place in the Rookie of the Year race, according to a lot of people. So why are his cards coming down? Well, I think there's a couple of reasons why. First of all, there was all of that hype early in the season, and often when a player is hyped and their cards spike, oftentimes their cards come down afterwards no matter how good they continue to play. It's just the hype bubble caused their cards to go, and now the hype bubble's dissipating a little bit, even though he's playing great. Another reason, the Spurs aren't winning much, so that could have something to do with it as well. Also, we're in the time of the year where card prices typically sag. They typically drop in November and December as people are paying attention to the holidays and spending their money on holiday gifts. But the fourth reason, and perhaps the most important, is that the cards of Victor Wembanyama that have come out thus far are not the cards that are really considered his best long-term cards to collect. We don't yet have a Victor Wembanyama Prism card, but we will soon, or I should at least say a Prism card in his Spurs jersey. We do have Prism draft picks. And we don't yet have Victor Wembanyama Optic or National Treasures or some of the other sets that collectors really want. So it's possible that people are dropping some of the cards that aren't as long-term collectible and selling them off in anticipation of some of those bigger sets coming out in the near future. Whatever the reason, it's causing Victor Wembanyama's prices to tumble. And let's take a look here in Market Movers, and you can see what I mean. We're looking over the last 30 days at 5 of Victor Wembanyama's popular cards that are out now, and you can see the graph. These are all falling quite a bit here over the last 30 days. The cards that we're looking at, actually, it's 6 of his cards. We're looking at his 2023 Topps Now, the card in the green suit in a PSA 10. We're looking at his Panini Instant card from the 2023 draft holding the Spurs jersey. We're also looking at his Topps Now Yankees jersey card from when he threw out the first pitch. His 2022 Bowman's Best University Refractor. His 2023 Prism Draft Picks base, and that Prism Draft Picks in silver. And no matter which of these 6 cards you have in PSA 10 condition, this is a lot of red. These cards have all dropped anywhere between 18% and all the way up at 66% over the course of the last 30 days. That Prism Draft Picks silver card in PSA 10 condition was a little bit over $1,000 30 days ago. It most recently sold for $350. All of these cards are seeing significant drops. You're seeing his Topps Now draft card in the suit. go from $72 to about $59. His Panini Instant card from draft night went from $123 down to $68. All of these cards dropping. His Bowman's Best Refractor from $428 to $247. And once again, this is not reflective of his play. This likely is simply reflective of people selling these cards off and getting ready for his bigger cards that will be coming out in the new year. So hopefully, the Victor Wembanyama market overall will be strong when some of those new cards start to come out. But now let's talk about cards going up, and we're starting with a long-term investment card. Any Tom Brady card, especially any high-grade Tom Brady rookie card, is considered by many to be a really good long-term investment card, and that probably is the case, right? We're dealing with one of the greatest, probably the greatest football player of all time, 7-time Super Bowl champion. You guys know all the outstanding, incredible records that Tom Brady has. Now, his card market has gone down a decent amount since he stopped playing, and of course, we've seen the overall sports card market go down as well. But recently, we've seen some signs of life once again in the Tom Brady market, with some of his big cards starting to inch back up a little bit. Perhaps the hype around the Tom Brady chase card in 2023 Bowman draft, where he's in an Expos uniform. It's been talked about a lot across the sports card hobby over the last few weeks. Perhaps that hype is causing some people to pay more attention to the more valuable Tom Brady cards, his actual rookie cards from 2000, and maybe that is fueling a price increase on some of those cards. Now, they're not all going up, but some of them are going up, and we're looking here in Market Movers over the last 90 days. We're looking at his 2000 SP Authentic card, the one numbered to 1250. We've got it in BGS 9.5 and PSA 9, and then we have his 2000 SPX card. This one's numbered to 1350. We got this in PSA 10, BGS 9.5, and PSA 9, and then his classic 2000 Bowman base card in PSA 10. And across all of these cards, for the most part, they're going up. A couple of them have dropped in price, but we're seeing some nice increases as well. That 2000 SP Authentic base card, numbered to 1250 in BGS 9.5, that card went up from $12,000 90 days ago to $14,000 with the most recent sale. That's almost a 17% increase over the course of the last 90 days. Now, the PSA 9's gone down during that same 90-day period, but we're seeing upwards movement in some of these other cards as well, including, by the way, his 2000 Bowman base card in PSA 10. 90 days ago, that card was selling for around $6,950. Most recent sale of that card, $7,640. Perhaps there's some collectors out there that have seen the hype around his 2023 Bowman Draft Expos cards and what they're selling for, and have said to themselves, I'd rather spend that money on one of his rookie cards that is more likely to have value in the long term, which is true. These are probably more likely to have value in the long term. So maybe that's what is causing a little bit of this recent bump. But now let's talk about players playing today. And in the number 5 spot, it is Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is back in the top 5 list again. He's been in the top 5 hottest cards a lot this season, and for good reason. He's back again after having another wonderful performance over the weekend, a 45-29 win over the Arizona Cardinals, where Purdy threw for 4 touchdown passes. This puts him at almost 3,800 passing yards on the season, 29 touchdowns to just 7 interceptions, and perhaps most importantly, it now looks like the 49ers are going to get home field advantage and the number 1 seed in the NFC playoffs. They are 11-3, and of course, we've seen the Eagles fall back a little bit and the Cowboys fall back a little bit as well. That puts the 49ers and Brock Purdy in prime position entering the playoffs. As you can imagine, this is causing his card prices to rise. Let's take a look here in Market Movers, and you can see on the graph, look at these cards going up. That's the type of graph you want to see. All of these cards, very strong upwards to the right movement. We're looking over the last 30 days, and we're looking at 6 of his 2022 rookie cards. His Prism Base, his Chronicles Prism Black, his Chronicles Prism Black Silver, and his Prism Silver, his Optic Base, and his Optic Hollow, all in PSA 10 condition. And over the last 30 days, all of these cards are up in value anywhere between about 20% and all the way up at about 54%. It is Purdy's 2022 Optic Hollow in PSA 10 that was $325 just 30 days ago, and most recently sold for $499. But if you think that's an increase, how about his Prism Silver? That's gone from $787 to $940, or his Prism Base that's gone from $131 to $201 all over the course of the last 30 days. All of these cards are up good amounts of money. Doesn't really matter what Brock Purdy card you have right now. Chances are it's more valuable today than it was 30 days ago. Sticking with NFL quarterbacks in the number 4 spot today, Josh Allen. Welcome back to the top 5. It's good to have Josh Allen on this list because the Bills, for a good stretch of this season, didn't look themselves. And in fact, Josh Allen's cards were going down quite a bit. However, the Bills look like they are back. And this weekend, they blew out the Dallas Cowboys 31-10. And Allen was a big part of that victory. They've definitely heated back up. And if they keep winning, they got a chance of not only making the playoffs, but also making some noise in the playoffs as a result. And you can see that Josh Allen's cards are starting to tick back up a little bit here over the last couple of weeks. You can see the bounce that started to occur about 2 weeks ago and is continuing to tick up for the most part. They're not all up, but most of them are up. And I imagine that as this week goes on and the Bills continue to win, you're going to see these go up more and more. So we're looking here in Market Movers. We're looking at his 2018 rookie cards. This is his Optic Base, his Prism Base, his Select Concourse, his Select Field Level, and his Donruss Base, all in PSA 10 condition. The Prism Base is the only one that's down. That one actually went from $248 down to $189. Perhaps just a really high sale at the beginning of the period or a really low sale at the end of the period. But the rest of them are all moving up. The Optic Base has gone from $203 to $262 over the last 30 days. The Select Concourse from $110 to $172. The Select Field Level from $255 to $280. And the Donruss Base from $146 to $167 over the last 30 days. We'll see where they go from here. Can the Bills keep winning? If they can, expect more upwards price movement in the future for Josh Allen. We're going with a running back in the number 3 spot today, and you might have guessed it, it's Christian McCaffrey. What a season he is having for the San Francisco 49ers. He's been exceptional ever since he got traded to the 49ers last October. He's played 24 games for the 49ers, and he scored 27 touchdowns over the course of those 24 games, averaging over 1 touchdown per game. And of course, this last weekend against Arizona, he scored 3 touchdowns in the 49ers' big win. This has meant big things for his card prices. Let's take a look here in Market Movers, and you can see his prices really jumping here over the course of the last 30 days. We're looking at 5 of his rookie cards from 2017. His 2017 Optic Base, his Optic Red and Yellow, his Prism Silver, his Select Field Level Silver, and his Select Premier Level Silver, all of these in PSA 10 condition. All of these cards over the last 30 days up anywhere between 43% and 55%. These are big time rises on these cards. His Optic Base 30 days ago was about $90. Today it's $139. His Optic Red and Yellow went from $101 to $150. His Prism Silver has gone from $190 to $272. His Select Field Level Silver from $130 to $190. And his Select Premier Level Silver from $135 to $200. All of those in PSA 10 condition. All of those really nice increases for Christian McCaffrey. Let's switch to basketball for the number 2 card on today's list. It is Tyrese Haliburton, and no surprise that he is in the top 5. Obviously, we know that he had an incredible run in the inaugural NBA in-season tournament, but he's had a nice season in general. It wasn't just that run in the in-season tournament that has brought the spotlight onto Haliburton. It's how he has been playing all season long. He's averaging almost 26 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, 12 assists per game. His shooting is fantastic. He's shooting 51.5% from the field and 43.5% from 3. Those are really, really good numbers. And of course, he is helping the Pacers along by putting up those numbers he's also helping his card prices along as well. Let's take a look here in Market Movers, and you can see his graph. It has definitely been going up over the last 30 days. These are 5 of his cards from 2020, 5 of his rookie cards. His Prism Base, his Prism Silver, his Prism Orange Ice, his Optic Holo, and then a very nice high-end card, his 1&1 Downtown. All of these in PSA 10 condition, and if we switch to look at the detail on all of these cards, you can see these are up anywhere between 7% and all the way up at 67%. From that percentage standpoint, the Prism Base is up the most. It's gone from $54 to $90 over the last 30 days. His Prism Silver from $324 to $499. And his 1&1 Downtown from $2,800 to $3,000. All of Haliburton's cards are on the rise. Hopefully, he can continue to do big things as this season goes on. It's time for today's number 1 card, and it might be a little bit of a surprise for you today. But before I tell you who it is, let me remind you that all of the charts and graphs from today's show are from Market Movers. Market Movers is the ultimate way to see what's happening with sports card prices and to track your collection. And you can try Market Movers for free. Just go to sportscardinvestor.com and click on Market Movers in the main menu bar, or go to the App Store on your phone and search for Market Movers and download the Market Movers app today. Okay guys, here it is. Our number 1 card of the week is Coby White. Yes, Coby White of the Chicago Bulls. Maybe a little bit of a surprise at number 1, but if you've been watching the Bulls, you know that it's probably not a surprise because his usage has increased dramatically. He's on the court so much more now. He's putting up good numbers. Now, this has happened because, of course, Zach LaVine has gotten injured, and there's rumors that Zach LaVine as well as DeRozan are on the trade block, so this has given a lot more opportunity to Coby White. He is taking full advantage. He is now averaging over 17 points per game, and he has scored more than 20 points in 8 out of the last 10 games. So this, of course, is causing sports card investors and collectors to take notice. Now, many of his cards were very inexpensive to begin with, so they have percentage-wise spiked like crazy. Because when you start with a cheap card and then it starts to go up, it can quickly go up a lot from a percentage standpoint. I'm going to show you what I mean in Market Movers. This is crazy. Look at the top line on the graph. The top line on the graph here is his Prism Silver card. It is up 1,088% over the last 30 days. That is absolute insanity. But it's not just that card that's up a lot. All of these cards are up a lot. These are his 2019 rookie cards, his Prism Silver, his Prism Orange Ice, his Prism Ruby Wave, his Mosaic Silver, and his Select Courtside, all of these in PSA 10 condition. Now, these were all, once again, relatively inexpensive cards. Guys, his Prism Silver was selling for as little as $7.41 30 days ago. Most recently sold for $88. That's how you get that incredible increase of 1,088%. His Prism Orange Ice went from $12.50 to about $64. His Ruby Wave went from around $18, $19 on up to about $37. All of these cards going up a lot, so now is the time to go back through your collection or look in the dollar bins at your local card show, see if there's still any Coby White cards hiding away in there, because if there are, they're probably a lot more valuable today than they were just a few weeks ago. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's top 5 cards. If you did, please give it a like, please give it a subscribe, and go get Market Movers. Go to sportscardinvestor.com and click Market Movers in the main menu bar, or download the Market Movers app from the App Store on your phone. We appreciate you. Happy holidays. We'll see you soon in our next episode. Take care.